All right. What is up, everyone? Welcome to another The Random Encounter podcast. This is episode 48. I'm your host, James, and I'm joined by Big Mike,
Yo, yo, yo.
NPSensei,
What's good?
and Ash Destroy 'em.
Hey guys, how you guys doing?
Yeah, unfortunately, Fan is not here this week again because he is on vacation. So, let him enjoy that vacation. Well deserved there. And now we have Mike and Sensei back. We missed you guys last week. I know there was a lot of crazy things between both of you. You each had something going on, but it's glad to have you guys back on today's episode. We do got not really a bunch of stuff to talk about today, but we are going to go over some stuff concerning Pokemon. If you remember last week's episode, me and Ash got into a rant about Pokemon almost half the episode before we actually dived into the actual topics. So we're actually going to go and discuss that a lot more. The news was a little bit lighter this week. There are some stuff that I do want to talk about. Before we get into that, don't forget, like and subscribe on YouTube. We are sitting at 351 subscribers. We just need, 149 more subscribers to hit that 500 subscriber goal. We are trying to hit that, and we are planning to do something pretty big next month. Depending, it might be at the end of next month or maybe early September. Or if we get that 500 subscriber goal early, we might even do it a little bit earlier. But we are planning something pretty big, so definitely stay tuned for that. Also, I did want to announce that we are also on Threads. So if you are following us on Twitter, don't forget to follow us on Threads. We are posting on there, so you'll see some stuff from us every now and then, for sure.
How is that, by the way?
Threads?
Check that out.
Yeah, I mean, so the crazy thing about it is since it's so new, I started posting some things, and I've gotten way more exposure and like follows, on that versus Twitter, which is nice. So I think it's helping the channel out. Like I do feel that some of our subscribers came from Threads. Unfortunately, I didn't really check the analytics to see if they posted links from there or they clicked on links from there. But I do feel like that's what's helped out as well, because ever since I started posting a little bit on Threads, like growth has started going up again, which is nice. But yeah, it's just Twitter. The only thing I hate about it is there is no like following tab. So like you just get random stuff on there. Like I was on there and like now the news organizations are over on Threads. So you got like news stuff.
So kind of like Twitter.
Yeah, kind of like Twitter.
The same way now.
It's
the same way now.
It's like, oh man, but it's kind of cool because like all the big companies have jumped over. Sony, Microsoft, Capcom. Who else is there?
Musk killed Twitter, bro.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he did. Like a lot of people, they left because that 600, what is it, like tweet view or whatever? Yeah, you can only see up
Not
to 600
only that,
tweets.
but the whole point of verification is so people can't copy accounts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then now it's like, oh, anyone can have a blue check.
Yeah, you can pay for that. Yeah,
I indeed have a blue check mark.
Yeah, you got
I haven't experienced anything that Musk has been doing because I'm a pay-to-win player.
Yeah, I mean he's if you're on a free, like a lot of people are upset that like Tweetbot is another popular application for Twitter, and I believe it was Tweetbot. It might have been TweetDeck. It was one of those two.
It is TweetDeck, I believe.
TweetDeck, okay, and that one is like now if you're not paying for Twitter, you don't have access to Tweetbot, so people are upset at that. So Threads came in, and Zuckerberg came in and was like, yeah, he saw the opportunity, and I think he took good advantage because everybody jumped ship and everybody's over on there now, minus a few people. Like Nintendo's still not on there for whatever reason, and then a couple of other people are not on there. But most of the people that like we follow, like and YouTube channels, they are on there. That's kind of the reason why I decided to do that, because I was like, okay, these guys are moving over there. Maybe we should do it too, just to see how it goes. And I think it's worked out good so far. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, follow us on Threads. But yeah, without further ado, let's go into what we've been playing. Let's start with you, Sensei. What you've been playing?
I've been playing a lot of Dokkan ever since they had their 8th year anniversary, dropping the Z Spirit Bomb Bros and also the GT Spirit Bomb Bros.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I've been picking that up too. Like we were talking about before the podcast. Watch you playing it, and I was like, great. Like now I'm in it, and I was like pulling one after another. I was like, yeah, like I forgot. It was a fun game. It was addicting back then, which is why I was playing it a lot, and now I'm back into it. So yeah, it's a good, time killer and stuff like that. What about you, Mike? What you been playing?
I have been playing
like
Dave the Diver, and I'm pretty addicted to it right now.
Yeah. So explain, what is Dave the Diver? I still haven't watched
Uh,
gameplay of it, but I did see some screenshots on like Steam's page, on the Steam
So the,
page.
so the gameplay loop's actually pretty good. It's pretty much so you manage a sushi shop, and in order to manage the sushi shop, you have to dive to catch the fish to serve there.
Okay.
And then, but like the shop's like customizable. You can hire people, and that's how you make your money for like your equipment and stuff like that. And then there's also like a underlying like side story. So pretty much it's like a management game, and then kind of like a RPG-ish game, like when you go diving, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like what's it called? A roguelike,
Yeah.
because like all the equipment you get down there you don't get when you come back, and you have to find it again.
Okay. What's up, Pixel? Welcome to the podcast. He says Dave the Diver's game of the year. Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
I think like I saw that IGN gave it a 9 out of 10.
It's good. It's addicting.
Yeah.
And like they give there's like they put a lot of thought into that game. Like
Hmm.
there's always like major gameplay updates like throughout. Like it's not just like they give it to you in the beginning and then like that's it. Like they
Yeah.
always add new stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Interesting. Yeah, because it's funny when you mentioned like Dave the Diver, and when I thought about it, you ever played that game, The Tourist?
The what?
The Tourist?
No.
No?
I don't
Okay.
think so.
It's a pretty cool indie game. It's like you're basically you go to these islands, you have like these little quests to do. But there's like a portion of it where you actually have to dive underwater and kind of like find stuff. And
Yeah.
in my head, when you mentioned like Dave's a diver, that was like the first thing that popped up in my head. And they're nothing alike, just to mention it. Like there's totally different
Right.
things you have to do with them, but it's still that's always pops up to my head. I gotta finish that. It was the first game I played because I believe that was the first Series X game to support 120 FPS. I believe it was
Oh
one of the
really?
first ones, yeah, to support that. So I was like, oh, let me test out that 120 FPS on there. So yeah. What about you, Ash? What you been playing?
Nothing new. Just gotcha games, primarily Honkai and Genshin. Nothing new.
Yeah,
So
I saw you were playing Genshin earlier today.
I'm playing it right now, actually.
I gotta
So
look at Honkai dropped a
There's an
what's it
update,
called?
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
they drop a lot. They drop a lot of
reveal.
big things. Literally, they're giving you like three free 10 pulls and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
along with
cool.
a whole
So
bunch
don't
of
spend
other
money.
crazy stuff at Honkai. So I'm just like, okay, now I gotta hop back then. Hop back in. And there was like a unit in that game named Yukon that literally like just buffs everybody
Yeah.
at crazy amount of levels. So I'm trying to get her right now. So
Yeah, try summoning 140 times and not getting her.
I mean that happened before, but they ain't getting too much money out of me. The best they got out of me was $10 so far.
Make me hate the game low key.
So good.
As for me, like I've been on that nostalgia trip. I've been playing I play Pokemon Black, Pokemon Soul Silver. Actually, I was playing Tetris 99 because they dropped the the Pikmin 4 theme. So I was playing Tetris 99 to get that theme. And I was actually playing Front Mission first, the demo, because I still haven't picked it up. But I was like, you know what? Let me play the demo and see if I really want to get it. Because I mentioned before that I really wanted to get it, but I was like, I passed. It's been a year since the game's been out on Switch. Decided to play the demo, and playing the demo reminded me why Final Fantasy 16 is a 6 out of 10. Like there's the RPG elements. I mean, there's RPG elements. Of course, it's a tactical RPG, but like playing it, like the sound. Let's talk about the sound stage, right? I'm a geek out on the sound stage part of it. It's very minor, but using these same exact headphones actually that I'm using now, which are not that like good. They're just like some cheap headphones that came in with a Switch case that I have. Plug these in. I go to like the bar in the game, and it has ambient noise, so it sounds like people are talking in the background. You can hear like cups and stuff like that going through. And
Mhm.
with these headphones, it sounded like I was right there in the bar. Like I would go and look around. I was like, "Is that? Am I hearing things, or is that like the game?" And yeah, it was the game, but it sounds so like I don't know, like 3D sounders. Like I haven't experienced that in a very long time. There's a couple like PS5 games that do that, but this is just like with generic headphones, I was able to experience that. It's pretty cool. But that's not what the main game is about. The game's a tactical RPG. You get mechs, your favorite thing, Sensei, and you fight each
Mhm.
other. There's a story about war and all that other stuff. And it's fun. I like it. I'm actually gonna pick it up. The first, hour or two I was playing the game, No offense to Advance Wars, but it was already better than an Advance Wars. So if you like Advance Wars, I think you'll like Front Mission even more. It's just a shame it doesn't get the recognition compared to like Advance Wars, because Advance Wars just came out at the right time and on the right platform. uh, but yeah, I've been playing pretty much those games, and yeah, I'm excited to go back into Front Mission. It's on sale right now, so if you're wanting to pick it up, it's like $27. It's like $10 off. So highly recommend it. It's also available on PC, and I think it's available on PS5. I don't remember. I know it's available on PC for sure. I don't remember it's available on PlayStation, but it might be. I would assume so, but who knows? But yeah, let's dive in to some smaller news. Let's talk about that Sega leak. Did you guys take a look at that Sega leak at all? I didn't. I know I didn't send you guys the topics, but this was something that was actually pretty big online, and I'm gonna see if I can pull up the leak as well, so we can kind of look through it.
Definitely feel the same. I didn't hear anybody any Sega leak, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So
The only thing I know about Sega is Sega.
so it's a document that kind of shows them how like the console war, how it was. Kind of also showed like how they kind of thought they were on top and they didn't really have to worry about Sony. And then there's other documents that show that, yeah, Sony's gonna come in and bully them to the ground. Let me see if I have actual, like, if I can find a good picture of those documents. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go through this. Ars Technica actually has a pretty cool go through and different scans of what that document shows. So give me a second to switch the view here. The browser not showing up. There we go.
Technology's great when it works.
I know, right? All right, let's go ahead to that browser and let's go down here. Yeah, so it was a 90s leak of Sega documents showing on that. And you can see this is actually a picture right here where it says, looks like it says Behe Screw Technology. Somebody at Sega wrote that. And then it says, what is bootleg? 96 and 97. Somebody wrote, what is bootleg? Hopefully everybody here knows what bootleg is.
Everyone knows what bootleg is.
I watched all the movies back in the day.
They should,
Yeah,
exactly. Or
pretty much.
games. Or games. That's how you would play some games, depending on your financial situation. But yeah, it shows a couple things. It says RPGs, most, I don't even know what that says. Most something.
Is other playing some bootleg stuff, or me trying to rent something from Hollywood Video back in the day? Or
No, for me, so I got
Local
into
barbershops, baby.
like the bootleg. Like, I never used to do like bootleg videos. What's up, David? Welcome to the podcast. I never got into like the bootleg like videos or anything like that. But when I found out how to create PlayStation 1 games, I did do that. And what started it all was Final Fantasy VII. I had the game and I lost disc 2, I think it was.
Oh damn! Rest in
Yeah.
peace, man.
So I was upset. I was like, great, I wanted to do another playthrough, but then I couldn't beat that playthrough because disc 2 was gone. Missing in action, nothing I could do with it. So then I found out how to burn PlayStation games to a CD. So I bought some CDs, burned disc 2 of Final Fantasy VII. I found the ROM, burned it to a disc, and then I found the trick on how to do it. So I'm not sure if you guys know about the trick, but you basically boot up with a legit like PlayStation game, and it'll take you to like the Sony Entertainment splash screen. And when it got to the black screen where it shows the PlayStation logo, you will go ahead and pull out the disc while it's running. So you want to make sure the disc is still spinning, like the disc is still spinning while it's running. You're gonna pull it out while it's running and swap in the bootleg disc, and it basically that passes the like security check, and then it will play the game. And once I found that out, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, why don't we try other games? And then I started downloading a bunch of games and just putting them on there. And yeah, and that's how my story on how I became Jack Sparrow for a little bit there. So, but yeah, here's another one. They're showing like hardware. So $249. They're kind of showing kind of like the go through there, like football, show Saturn internet, like the different things they're going to go and like launch, right? Because the internet was becoming a thing at that time. It's also showing like marketing. It shows Sony's marketing power. So right here you can see it's $40 million. Right, it says other marketing, production, and media versus Sega's marketing power was only at 18 million. In the document, they also wrote how Sony it's going to be hard to beat Sony because they're a big studio, right? They do cameras. Walkman was very popular at the time. They had so many different lines of business, so they almost had in Sega's eyes, they had infinite money. They could do whatever they want. And yeah, it's just interesting to see like these documents and the perspective of Sega and what they were thinking. They literally thought in the documents they were going to demolish Nintendo, and then it just like as the documents go through, they're like, why aren't we picking up? Why is it that Nintendo is winning, and then Sony comes in? It's like, why is Sony number one? And there was all these excuses being made. There was also documents showing that Sega Japan just didn't want to cooperate with Sega of America, so there was that feud between there. So some interesting
Right.
stuff. You can go ahead and like just type in Sega leak documents to kind of see all the stuff that they have on there. But it's an interesting read if you got time and if you're bored. Definitely recommend it for sure. But yeah, that's kind of like the only like news that was out there, I would say, for the most part. But let's talk about Pokemon. How many people here have played a Pokemon game? Right? Have we all? I assume
Played them all
played
Yeah.
them
for the most part.
for the most part. Cool. So we're gonna do a deep dive on Pokemon and what has happened to Pokemon. Like honestly, for starters, Scarlet and Violet was good, right? I enjoyed Scarlet and Violet as a game, but technical aspects of it were horrible. It was worse than like N64 games that will run at like 20 FPS. And in this day and age, it's like, why would you push something out like that? Specifically when you have like, or especially when you have something like Pokemon Legends Arceus that runs pretty good, looks pretty good, and was a very fun game. Scarlet and Violet comes around, less than a year later, and it's like, who did this game again? Like, why is this game running like this? Um, what?
See, I guess my stance on that is a little bit different
Mm-hmm.
because I bought Arceus, but I didn't play Arceus. I've
Okay.
only played because to me it wasn't a mainline game.
Yeah.
So from going from what was it? So you went from the 3DS, which is Omega Ruby, then you went to Sword and Shield,
Yeah.
and then into Scarlet and Violet. I
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I was like, same old to me.
Yeah. Well, Sun and Moon was before that. Yeah.
Sun and
Yeah.
yeah, Sun and Moon, and then yeah, but Sun and Moon was also garbage. That to me is still the worst one. I hated the Sun and Moon.
Yeah. I agree. I hated Sun and Moon too. Like I bought Moon and I got to like the first Kahuna or whatever they're called, and I was like, yeah,
Mhm.
this no gym
The
leaders,
fact that
hard pass.
exactly.
Yeah. It was boring. I didn't like the little trials that you had to do. It was just Z moves was uninteresting as a like concept for battle. I wasn't a fan. Legends Arceus though is technically a mainline game. I don't want to spoil it, but if you ever play Black and White, it actually has Black and White, and there's elements there to talk about the story previously, so it's actually pretty good. See, Pixel
Yeah,
says
I don't pay attention to Pokemon story.
story.
That's irrelevant.
Well, Legends is more story based, so that's why there's a lot more story into it. So if you know of the characters at least, then you can be like, oh, wait a minute, I know this guy,
Let's
type
skip.
of deal. I'm not saying like ancestry. I'm talking about actual characters from other games. So highly
Yeah, nope.
recommend it. Pixel says honestly, you should try out Arceus. It does the whole catching aspect of the game a lot better, in my opinion. Yeah, I would agree. I do like the catching part of the game. I think it was a lot more fun being able to, if I wanted to, I can sneak over to a Pokemon and just throw a Pokeball, or I can like trick them out by giving them berries that might like put them asleep or something, and then I can throw a Pokeball. If I throw a Pokeball from behind, it was an automatic like capture. Things like that I did like, and the battle system. I think the battle system was actually better than Sword and Shield, where you
But it didn't
have.
have online, did it?
I think they added it later, but it wasn't like you couldn't trade. It was just to battle others, I believe, or it might have been a trade. I don't
That's
remember
why
though.
it's not a mainline to me.
Because no
The fact that you
online,
couldn't do that's an essential Pokemon aspect.
but it takes place in the past. There was no internet back then.
Hey, it is. I mean, they should have still. You should have still been able to group up like you could in Scarlet and Violet. Like
Yeah,
I feel like they
that
skipped.
was kind of cool about
They
Scarlet
got
and
it in
Violet.
reverse.
Yeah, no,
Like
I'll
they would
give
have
you
came out with
that.
Scarlet and Violet first, and then added implements from Scarlet and Violet into Arceus. It would have made it better.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, both games were being worked on at the same time, which is interesting because it's like definitely Legends Arceus. I feel like overall was a more polished game. I feel like Scarlet and Violet was a rush game. because of a deadline. It felt like, hey, every fall we have a big Pokemon game. We need to release this game, and I think it probably needed maybe another year or so inside the oven. But unfortunately, you know, corporations, right? They push things out
That's the
too
problem with
fast.
pushing something every year.
Yep, exactly. And I agree. Like it was easy with Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl because it was a third party company that did that. Versus you had Game Freak actually did both Arceus and what's it called? And uh Scar Scarlet Violet. Yeah, I was about to say Sword and Shield.
I actually bought Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl as well. I
Yeah.
just haven't played it because it was in that chibi aspect. I was like, yeah, nostalgia is not that strong.
So I never played Diamond and Pearl, which is why I bought it and actually enjoyed it. I loved it a lot.
Diamond and Pearl is actually one of my favorites because Dialga and Palkia is my favorite legendaries.
Yeah.
Dialga,
My
truly.
Diamond Pearl was also my favorite gen too. And funny story with that is that like, when I started Pokemon, I started with the traditional Yellow and Silver,
Mhm.
and then like, there was a cutoff point. I think I stopped at like Ruby or something like that.
Yeah.
But like but when I came back to the DS for Pokemon, I guess I was dumb back then because I instead of picking up Pokemon Platinum, which came out on
Which
that
is the
day,
best, yes.
yeah, but I went straight for Pokemon Diamond because like I thought Platinum was something different, but it turns out it was just the definitive version of the game. And I cried that day,
Yeah.
you know.
That's
So
the only way to get what's his face? Darkrai. Not Darkrai, but
Giratina?
Giratina. There you go.
no, actually that's wrong. You
What?
you can still get Giratina in Diamond and Pearl. The difference is that you have to get him post game. In some random cave that he's
Okay.
hiding in. It's funny because like you walk into this cave and you see this big ass sprite just staring at your face. I'm like, what? But yeah, it's interesting. It was more like I'm pretty sure that was he was more playing for bigger things, which was Platinum, which with that Pokemon was more like the main character in Platinum compared to Diamond and Pearl.
Okay.
So, but for me, my cutoff point after the DS was actually X and Y. I didn't even bother to play Sun and Moon.
Oh my goodness. X and Y. Oh no, you said you did play X and Y?
Yeah, I did.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
did play
okay.
X and
So
Y.
that was a great game. Oh my goodness. Great
Ye-
game.
X and Y, I agree. So X and Y was actually what got me back into Pokemon. And everybody, I'm messing around with the background. Don't worry, the background's just not moving on its own. But yeah, that's what got me back into Pokemon, and like I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great game. Honestly, I think like the aspect ratio they did, it was kind of like a mix of like 2D and like 3D. Because when you were going to the main town, I forgot what it was called, but like the main town that had like the Eiffel Tower, it would go into like almost like a 3D like environment. I thought it worked great. It was, I don't know. Some people did not like X and Y. I don't know. I liked it. I don't know what was wrong with X and Y.
What it started
If any,
the
if anything, nobody
transformations.
hated on the game. I guess. I don't know. Like I think the thing with the Pokemon community, in my opinion, is that if any new 3D Pokemon game comes out, they're gonna instantly try to compare that to like Pokemon Gales of Darkness or something like that because
Yeah.
of because the assets within that game were were treated a lot better. The animations were a lot better in Gale of Darkness compared to any newer game coming out, which I'm at the same time.
Yeah.
I understand and stuff. So
Yeah.
people always post comparisons on like, oh, what different moves look like back then versus the new moves now and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, David says he likes the black and white games, which that's why I said I've been playing black and white more recently, and I
Oh,
like them. Like I hear they're the best story. Like they're very story focused, so they have the
yeah, because
best
they were
story.
complaining that it was the easiest Pokemon game. I remember that because there was a lot of complaints like, "Oh, I beat this in
It,
2 days.
With
This is
black and
trash."
white.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about the easiest, to be honest. I
Yeah.
mean, I
They're
feel like
all pretty
every
easy.
Pokemon game was easy. Maybe if I were to say the hardest Elite Four, or maybe the hardest Pokemon champion, it'll probably be Lance from Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver because he had
You
like
think
4
so?
Dragonites. Yeah, because he kept spamming Dragonite after Dragonite.
Is that not when they introduced XP sharing in black and white?
No,
Or am I
XP share
mistaken?
has been a thing. I want to say since at least Gold and Silver.
No, I'm saying like in the it was automatic in the game.
Oh,
Oh no,
Like
It
you
no.
wasn't. It
always
wasn't
had.
automatic.
Yeah, that was
It
Sword and
wasn't automatic.
Shield. I think Sword and Shield was the Sword and Shield I think was the first one,
Yeah,
and
it
then
was
you
Sword
had
and
to go
Shield.
to
That's
settings to
correct.
turn it
Oh,
off.
okay.
Yeah, Because yeah, I'm playing Black and White right now, and there's no XP share, so I'm gonna have to individually level up every Pokemon. I don't know about Black and White 2 because I've never played Black and White 2. But yeah, that one is definitely a lot more difficult, and I'm playing Soul Silver at the same time because I'm gonna do a Let's Play on stream for Black, because I chose Pokemon Black over Pokemon White. But I'm gonna do a Let's Play stream for that. But with Soul Silver, I was like, man, I forgot how the grind is. Like, I'm at the first gym leader, and I'm like, man, I only have one Pokemon that's strong enough to fight him. I have to go back and grind all the other Pokemons to go ahead and try to beat what's his name, Faulkner. But those, like, I feel that that's the easy. They're trying to get a very casual audience, but at the same time they're losing. I don't know, like they're losing the hardcore audience because of the other things that they should be working on. Let me ask everybody a question. I'm gonna start with Mike because Mike's been pretty quiet. Did Pokemon have to go open world?
No, I don't think so. I think they could have stuck it like to the the Pearl and Diamond remix.
Yeah,
You
like
know,
the
they could
chibi
have done
style.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they could have done it like, uh like 3D but not open world too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like just had like areas and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like everything's just open world and it's just there's too much fatigue there for me at least.
Yeah.
That's why like I'm so hooked on Dave the Diver, dude. It's like kind of open world, but it's
open
not
sea.
like you have like little areas.
Yeah. It's more open sea and open world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Well,
fatigue's real for that, man.
no, I agree with you. Like, I think we've said it plenty of times on the podcast that like open world games, they just it gets tiring because there's a lot of things, right? It's like, oh, what's this? What's this? What's this? And it kind of is just like, look, I'm tired of wanting to see
I just don't have
everything.
time anymore, man.
Yep.
Like I go to school full time, I work full time, I run a business full time. Like I don't want to spend, the little time I have like doing something and barely getting anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think with the open zone, I agree with that. What about you, Sensei? Did you think did Pokemon have to go open world with Scarlet and Violet?
They needed something new. I wouldn't have played it.
Yeah. Was that what made you play Scarlet and Violet? Was the open world? Yeah.
That was the only thing that made me play it. Because once I was done exploring, I was like, all right, I'm done. Beat the game, chilled out with my friends, especially with them being open world and having your friends being able to. Because I had like I think you have up to three other friends traveling around with you. Like that was amazing. Felt like he was in the show.
Yeah. That was cool. Unfortunately, I think I used that once with my brother and then never used the feature again though. Because I just wish you could have better like interaction. Like, hey, we see somebody like Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu where you can do the second Joy-Con and you have somebody actually like there to help you battle. I wish they did that.
But like how many people like me, for instance, I'm not gonna have anybody at my house to be doing that.
Yeah. Well, no, I meant like online though. Not like
Yeah,
in
if that was
person, but
possible.
online. Yeah, like it's like let's say me and you just see a Pokemon, we can both battle it, and then one of us has to capture it. Stuff like that. Or we see a trainer, we can do like a dual battle against the trainer, versus like, oh, he fighting the trainer in his world technically, and you're fighting the trainer in your world. It makes sense.
I don't think their netcode is up for it.
True.
That's possible. What about you, Ash?
Yeah, I feel like they should have stuck with the traditional way of things and stuff, but I feel like it's more of the demographic wants an open world game. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Don't know why. Like it's one of those things where people don't know why they want open world stuff themselves and stuff. They don't
Because they
don't know.
didn't grow up with it, bro. Like when you grow up through pretty much all of gaming history, you know what I mean? Like, and you played majority of games.
Yeah.
Like younger kids haven't, had open worlds for like 10 years now. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah, that is true. But like, I just prefer, I prefer most of my games to be more streamlined and linear, as long as it has a reason for it to be in there.
Yeah.
The only open world games I will actually consider replaying over and over is probably Xenoblade Chronicles, because it's always consistent with quality when it comes to open world stuff. So
yeah, but Xenoblade Chronicles is technically not open world. It's more like open zone because you have multiple like hub areas. Like each zone is pretty big, but like you go to the next part and then it loads up and then now you're in a new area. Unless 3 is different.
They could have done Pokemon like that, honestly.
Yeah, like
That would have been good.
So has nobody here played Legends Arceus at all?
I'm gonna eventually play it later on, but not yet.
All missing out. All missing out. Like I highly recommend, like no lie, no cap, I highly recommend Legends Arceus because like literally it's that. It's you go, you have a hub town in the sense, well, that's the only difference, right? But it's similar to Monster Hunter, but you have a hub town. That's where you buy your Pokeballs. You can change your outfits. You can buy potions and all that stuff. And then once you leave, then you get to like a world map and you choose whichever area you want to go to. And then you go to that area and it's a giant like open zone. So you can go ahead and explore that. You have like enemies that are like super high or Pokemon that are super high levels. You have Pokemon that are not high levels. You have what's called, oh man, I forgot what they're called, but you can catch a variation of a Pokemon, but they're bigger than the normal Pokemon and they're a lot stronger than those Pokemon, which is pretty cool. So like let's say if you find a Piplup in the wild and you want to capture that Piplup, you can go ahead and just wait until a rare version spawns and it's just huge. And then you just fight that or you can capture whatever the case might be. But I highly recommend it. It is basically what you guys are describing, and that's why I really enjoyed it. And the story is actually pretty good. I do like that it doesn't force you to battle every time, but the battle system is different. It has the battle system of Final Fantasy X, but they added like a what is it? I forgot what it's called, like speed style and a something else style, where you can choose to prioritize your speed. So like your next attack will be quicker, but it will be weaker, or your next attack could be stronger, but then you're gonna lose, like you might lose an extra turn, so the enemy gets 2 turns. Not only that, if you get into a random battle and there's multiple Pokemon near you, both of those would jump you, and then you'll have to fight both Pokemon at the same time. So there's a
From what
lot
I
of
just looked up, it says that Arceus still does not have online PvP. And from where I come from,
Mhm.
I'm always competitive in Pokemon.
Okay,
So always in tournaments, always in everything
yeah,
else. So that dude, like I said, it just kills the game for me.
I gotcha. Yeah, for me, see, I'm not competitive. I don't even know what like IV, like how IVs work or anything like that. I know
You
it's
get a
something to do
green.
with natures and
Hmm.
stuff like that, but I've never like dug deep into it. I just go in, capture a Pokemon, hope it's good.
Always have that one friend that always have that one friend that always challenges me in Pokemon Showdown, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, which one you want to do? You want to do OU Uber?" I'm like, "What the hell does that mean?" I'm like, "Oh no, it's a different kind of Pokemon." I'm like, "Bro,
Well, from
I
at
don't
least
know
the
which
sphere
one."
that I'm in, most Pokemon players that I've seen and I hear and I talk to, they're always competitive. Like Pokemon's competitive aspect is so big,
Yeah.
that like I said, like that's just a big part of their genre now.
Yeah.
It's like if it's not PvP focused, it's like
Yeah, I could see that. Like, I don't know why they didn't add those features to Legends Arceus. Maybe the next one. Maybe if there's a new Legends game, they'll add that. Because I think Legends is great. Again, I think that's a good direction for Pokemon to go to as a main line while they remake the other ones, right? Like, I assume the next game we're probably gonna get is a remake of Pokemon Black and White. I know, excuse me, I know some people are hoping it's not because they don't want it to mess it up because they love the way Black and White is. People were very disappointed with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl because they were just the vanilla versions. They didn't have any of the platinum elements except for correct me if I'm wrong, but I think in Diamond and Pearl you couldn't catch Giratina, right?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, you
Yes, you
can.
can.
Okay, I thought
I
that.
know for a fact you can. That was post game, not during the main game. In the
Okay,
main game in Platinum, you can get Giratina because he was practically like the main legendary in the title.
okay.
But in Diamond and Pearl, you can actually get him post game and stuff. I'm not too sure they did the same thing for the remake though.
In the remake,
not
you
only that.
yeah. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No,
Oh,
you can
okay,
go ahead.
okay. So real quick. Not only that, but Pokemon's highly tied to its anime. So Diamond and Pearl also had one of the best anime tie-ins to it. Right now, the way Pokemon is, I haven't heard anything from the anime other than Ash growing up and actually becoming world champion or whatever.
Yeah. Well, his story
So
is done. Yeah, he's retired. That 10-year-old has finally retired.
yeah, that's gonna be a bad move in my opinion.
I don't know. I've watched the new anime and I'm liking that. There's an actual it's not a I just want to be a Pokemon master like anime. there's actually a story behind it, and like Captain Pikachu is actually pretty boss. Like he turns like Super Saiyan in like the first episode, which is pretty crazy.
Captain Pikachu.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like the anime can be done right depending on how they execute it. Like for a
Yeah.
good example is that there's another anime that involves Trainer Red and stuff. I forget I think it's called Pokemon Origins or something like that.
Yeah, that came out a while ago. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one was pretty good. I liked it.
everybody was talking about that show because
Yeah.
how a bit more dark and gritty the show was compared to the others.
Well, no, Pokemon Origins was just a game. Like it told the story of Red and Blue, which why everybody liked about it, and then it was a tie into X and Y because that's where they talk about Mega Stones, and you see Mega Charizard. I think it's X. That's the one that has like the flames, right? Is it X or
Yeah,
Y? Yeah.
X has the flames. Y is the same looking Charizard with some
Like-
little talon things popping
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, so they show off that, and then they show off the Mewtwo fight, which it was good. Like it was the game, just in anime form. Yeah, I can't believe you guys haven't seen that. It's actually pretty good. I was gonna show
Oh,
a
it's because
clip.
Ash is in it.
Yeah, Ash is not in it. It's a new main character. The new guy's pretty cool.
Ash needs to be let down anyway. He's been doing this for how many years? Too long.
Too long, and I don't know. I always got mad at Ash
Since
because
I was a kid.
yeah, right.
Very
I used to
good.
watch that. Yeah, since I was in fourth grade, so that would have
Yeah.
been like a long time ago because we used to talk about it back in school.
Yeah, it's time for him to retire. We'll let him become the Pokemon Master and let the new blood take over and see what happens.
Like
Yeah.
he raised multiple generations of people.
Yeah.
Like,
Pretty much.
And he let go multiple generations of Pokemon like an idiot. Like
He still won though.
yeah, he won because he's got that what do you call it? The main protagonist syndrome that what do you call it? Plot armor. That's like no, you're not that good. Like you couldn't be Cynthia. Like Cynthia is a better trainer.
That's
Like
true.
the only time that I thought he was actually pretty good and I was watching on and off was in Pokemon XYZ anime, where he actually had the was it Ash Greninja? That was pretty dope. And then of course you can get him in Sun and Moon also. It was like a special Greninja. But that was the only time that I was like, oh yeah, he's pretty cool there. Like he actually had a squad of good Pokemon. I'm like, okay, Ash is getting serious now. It's no longer, oh, I'm not letting my Bulbasaur evolve because I want him to be little forever. Like, no, like who does that? I was like, I'll never forget. Yeah, every time his Bulbasaur and Squirtle stood as like it's or not rookie form, that's Digimon talk. In its first form for like the longest time, never evolved it to Squirtle or Squirtle, Wartortle or Blastoise, which was stupid. And then he let him join the Squirtle squad and got rid of it. I'm like, come on, man, like you're the worst trainer
right.
ever. All your good Pokemon, Pidgeot, yeah, I'll be back for you later, Pidgeot. You can go ahead. Like, what? Like, what are you doing?
You're not a trainer, bro. You're just letting all your Pokemon go, dog.
Exactly.
Like,
How you gonna be a Pokemon master and you just get rid of your Pokemon?
Or
Like,
he was against slavery, of course.
yeah, I mean that is true. Yeah, he was letting them go. Like, that is true. Versus,
that's the whole point of that world. Is
Yeah,
to
that is
battle,
true.
like these monsters together.
Hey,
Like
propaganda. He was fighting against it.
Yeah.
It is funny because they're hypocrites. Because like, yeah, Pokemon are our friends. We need to take care of them, but also let's let them fight each other. It's like, huh? Like, you're
Right.
you're saying that you're doing the exact opposite you're talking about. Like, I love my Pokemon. That's why I let them battle to the death and see who survives. And then I gotta run to the Pokemon Center and heal. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about
Ash was low key an activist. Come on now.
that. But what was everyone's first Pokemon game?
So G,
Mine,
bro.
Red.
Red. And then you said Ash. You said yours was yellow.
Yeah, I believe so.
What? So when did Sensei? I'm curious for you because you're a lot younger than us. When did you
Mhm.
play Red?
When I was like 6 and still had my Game Boy. Because that was
The
before.
OG Red,
Mm-hmm.
not Fire Red.
No, OG Red, because I had the Game Boy, whatever, the thick one.
The OG Game
The
Boy.
taller one. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow. Like.
Yeah, that's what my family, because I have older sisters. So
Okay.
everything that I was into, they were into. So Digimon, Beyblade, all that, they had it first.
Beyblade. Yeah. Bro, I remember with
I
Beyblade.
was super into Beyblade, bro.
Me too. I remember going in middle school. I brought it to school. I was like, "Yeah, these kids mess with me. I'm gonna just shoot a Beyblade." at them." Like they,
Yeah, those were fun times. I love Beyblade.
yeah. I mean, they did it in the anime, so I was like, "Hey, if they can fight with Beyblades in the anime, I can do that in real life." Like,
Oh yeah.
That was the market.
yep. I had Dronzer, which is funny because like my dog, I had named him Kai from the protagonist of the first Beyblade show, and then his middle name I would call him Dronzer, which was his was the Beyblade that he used. So I'll call him Kai Dronzer. See,
Oh, you still got it?
oh, you still
So
got your
recently,
Beyblade?
recently Beyblade, because I always keep up with it.
Mm-hmm.
So recently, Beyblade Burst happened, and I don't watch the anime or anything anymore. And they recreated the OG Beyblades. So I went out and I bought all of them. So this is Drasil, I have Dronzer,
Oh,
I have
what?
Dragoon, all of it.
Where'd you get them at?
One more Target and all that. They're done now. I think you can still find them on maybe like Amazon and stuff. I made sure and just went out and bought everything.
But how's the like build quality? Because I know like my sons, we bought them like some Beyblades for like a couple Christmases ago, and the build quality of
So
those were kind of cheap compared to like the
Beyblade
OG
has gone
Beyblades.
through evolutions, right?
Mhm.
So they've made it more like the anime. So if you remember back in OG, how they were made out of plastic, you had plastic top, you had your bit beast, which this is a perfect example because it's
Yeah.
made like that. But these used to be able to pop out.
Mm-hmm.
You had your attack ring, you had your metal disc, and then you had your bottom. And then in the anime, they used to, if they would get attacked so hard or anything else, they would break their Beyblades to the point
Mhm.
where you'd have to go to talk to was his name Kenji or whatever his name was, and he would fix it up, change your parts and everything else. So with the new Beyblade Burst is if your Beyblade gets attacked enough, it will just break apart.
Yeah.
So that's what they're doing now. But before that, you had the plastic generation, and then you had metal fusion, which is did they have three? Did they have three parts? Yeah, because they still had their weight disc, and then the top was still metal. No, I can't remember how they were built. It's been so long now. And then now it's gone to this to where it's back to the plastic ring, your metal disc, and then your bottom.
Hmm.
It's just they break apart, but they're supposed to break apart. Your
Yeah.
Beyblade broke back then; it was literally gone.
Yeah. No, because I remember having like we had a Dronzer, and the Dronzer like the metal was like it was tough. Like you can get hurt. Like that thing hit you, that's it. Like you were getting knocked out for real. But the other ones, I feel like the metal was like a cheaper metal of the ones that my sons got.
They
I
used
don't
to
know.
die cast.
Okay. Hmm. David says that his first Pokemons were blue and crystal. Yeah, mine's was blue, and then I had blue and then silver, and I always try to get the non-popular version. So like red was always popular because of Charizard, so I got blue. Gold was more popular because of Ho-Oh because of the anime. I got silver. Ruby was the only other one I played. I wanted to get Sapphire, but I never got it. So my brother got Ruby, and then once he beat it, I borrowed it and played Ruby on my Game Boy Player, which was dope. Naruto says so. MP be here, but can miss a whole week of streaming.
You know it.
He's part of the podcast team. And then like after Silver, then after that was when I was like, nah, I'm too cool for Pokemon. I don't play that stuff. It's all about Final Fantasy and things like that. It's all about real RPGs. And then I skipped Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. What was after that? Yeah, it was a small phase because then Soul Silver came out, and I wanted to get Soul Silver, but I couldn't afford it. So then I went in and instead I went to the high seas and tried it there. But at that time, DS emulators weren't that great, so like you would play, but it would play like at like 2 frames per second. I was like, nah, never mind. So couldn't play that. And then finally, when Black and White came out, because I think Soul Silver, and then after Soul Silver was Black and White, I believe. I had Black. Yeah, I bought Black. Black came out like a month after my oldest son was born, and I played that. And like my wife has pictures of me just in bed with my pink DS because I had a pink DS because there was no other DS around to get. So I had a pink DS. So I'm in bed here playing my DS with Black. And I'll never forget one of my memories of Black was I went to work. I had my game in sleep mode, so I just closed it, put it my DS in sleep mode, went to work, came back, and all my Pokemon were like fainted except for one. I was like, "What happened here? Like, what's going on?" And my wife said, "Oh yeah, I was playing, and I didn't know what to do with the Pokemon. I was like, no, because you know if you faint, you lose money, and I never liked
Yep.
fainting, so yeah, I'll never forget that. And then after that, I just had every Pokemon game since then, except Sword and Shield. Like I didn't bother buying Sword and Shield. I played it
It
because my
sucked.
yeah, I heard my kids had it, they played it, they beat it, and then I was like, all right, let me borrow one of your guys' copy. Played it. I was like, this is boring. Like, nah, I couldn't. But yeah, Legends Arceus, I did get that though, and I was super excited to play it, and I love every bit of it. Highly recommend it. It's probably my favorite modern Pokemon game, and I feel like that should be the route Pokemon should go. Just copy what you did there, and continue moving forward.
They should add
Because
voice acting if they're gonna go that route.
yeah,
Because I'm not
which
reading all that
which
text.
which I'll be excited for, because like in the newer game, it looked like they have voice acting playing for some of the dialogue between some of the characters and stuff, but they just never went with it. So I'm just like,
yeah,
oh, okay, weird.
That's also why
so
I've never ever paid attention. It's because I'm not reading all that text.
yeah. I don't see. That's the newer generation thing. Like, I personally don't mind reading text. Like, maybe Mike might feel different about it, but I don't mind reading text. I'm used to Final Fantasy where you're reading like, paragraphs after paragraph of
There's no
text.
one, baby.
Yeah, that's true. The new one, yeah. But
Earlier, I read all the visual novels like I possibly can, so I'm already used to reading text with that voice.
yeah,
Trust me.
let's see.
I'd rather just go read the book at that point because I know what I'm doing.
Let's see. My son says the game was so good. Which game? And then Shoes says Legends Arceus is the best game they've made recently. What does NGL mean? I don't know. I'm too old.
Not gonna lie.
Oh, okay. Man,
Wait,
look at that.
what's what mean?
NGL.
Not gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not gonna lie. Okay. good.
NGO.
Yeah, I
You gotta
thought.
keep up, bro. You
Yeah.
can't let the jits, bro, like outpace you, dog.
Dude,
Like,
I'm old. I don't.
No, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was like NGL. I thought you were like
Why?
saying. I thought you were saying like.
Wait. Do you know what that means, MP? You're the youngest.
Yeah. Not going to lie.
Yeah.
Mike knew it too.
Yeah, Mike knew it
Wait,
too.
what? That's what
Yeah.
it means?
And Mike,
Yeah,
Mike's
I'm
older
not
than
gonna
you, and
lie.
he knew it. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh,
I thought you
Jesus.
were calling me names or something. I was like, oh man, like calling me NGL. Like, what's that? Like,
Oh,
but-
Jesus.
yeah, Naruto's
Being
laughing.
Born in the Twitterverse.
Yeah, but that's why I can't survive there because every time I type, like, who's this guy speaking in perfect English? Like, all my have like apostrophes and everything in perfect areas and stuff.
I have to keep looking up the stuff sometimes just so I can understand. Sometimes I can assume what it means, but I don't think that's not always a good best idea.
Yeah, Shu says they're covering up for me. I am calling you names. Yeah, you're calling me old by putting those things, man. But yeah, no, highly like I'm telling you, you guys gotta play it. You can't be a Pokemon fan if you haven't played it. But I do agree with the voice acting to an extent. Like I don't know why they haven't moved that route. I mean, well, actually, I do know why because they want to save money. They want to have that high profit margin.
They have all
Game
the money in
Freak's
the
the
world, man.
laziest studio, dude.
Yeah,
And on top of that, from what I know, like they don't really pay voice actors too much money when it comes to their work anyway. So
yeah.
I still don't see the excuse.
No, it just says
Just cut down all the text. If you want to make it streamlined, if y'all want a streamlined game, cut down all that text.
It's still
make
it's
a
still
couple
a bit
voice
confusing
lines.
for me because I think there's like only one Pokemon game or series of Pokemon games that actually has voice acting, which is Detective Pikachu. And I think in the OG on the 3DS they had Danny DeVito voicing as Detective Pikachu, which I'm like, man, they could have kept him for the movie.
No, I think it sounds like him, but it's not.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
Yeah, I'm almost positive it just sounds like him. People wanted they thought that Danny DeVito should have played Pikachu instead of Ryan Reynolds, but it's because the voice actor who did it in the 3DS sounded similar, but it's not him.
Funny fact, when I saw the movie, I did not know that was Ryan Reynolds.
Really? he has the Ryan Reynolds voice, like it's just Deadpool talking.
It's Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu, pretty much. That's literally all it is.
Yeah. That's funny, but I heard that he really wanted to play Pikachu. I think it was because it's his daughter, if I'm not mistaken, or like his kid or something like that.
I would wager that Danny DeVito will cost less than Ryan Reynolds due to popularity. So I'm surprised they never went.
Nah, man, Danny DeVito is popular, dude. He's part of like It's Always Sunny, dude.
Yeah, but who's more popular, Ryan Reynolds or Danny DeVito?
I'm saying like Danny DeVito is still expensive. I'm not saying who's more popular.
No.
He's part of like literally the longest running sitcom ever.
Yeah, I mean he's been in a lot of things. I mean,
Yeah.
who knows? I mean, Ryan Reynolds is also big, but maybe he doesn't ask for as much money because he has other lines of business, right? He owns a whole soccer club. He owns, well, used to own part of Mint Mobile. I think he sold his shares, if I'm not mistaken.
He has
Like he
aviation,
started,
gin.
started all.
Yeah, yep, he has that as well. Like, there's a lot of things that he owns, so maybe he'll probably do the movie for less. Versus Danny DeVito, he's literally a full-time actor.
Not only that, but with what's created nowadays, your accolades don't matter as much as they did back then. So Danny DeVito, what he did, everybody will always remember because he was a part of the good television era and
Yeah.
good movie era. Now there's so many things being created and being outputted to your eyes. Just like, well, Ryan Reynolds was in this, and I can't remember anymore. So Ryan Reynolds knows what he needs to do to stay in the limelight
Yeah.
because he has to.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, for me, Danny DeVito will always be Phil from Hercules.
That's
that
true.
that's all I ever seen as is Phil from Hercules, which I think he did the voice of him in Kingdom Hearts. I'm not.
I don't think so. I don't think he did.
You don't think so? Then whoever
He's-
did,
he's-
they sound
he sounded
alike.
he sounded a bit more off in Kingdom Hearts, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because I know they had like in Kingdom Hearts, they had some good voice actors. You had what's his name? Count Dooku. What's his name?
Christopher, what's his face?
Lee. Christopher Lee. Yeah.
Mm.
You had him as what's his name? Diz or Ansem. And then you had Mark Hamill played Eric's, and the guy
kid from from The Sixth Sense was Sora. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he's that. The girl from Heroes, Save the Cheerleader.
Hayden.
Blonde one.
Yeah, Hayden
Yeah,
something.
Hayden Panettiere or whatever.
She plays Kyrie. The guy is a guy from Seventh Heaven plays Riku. I don't know if you guys remember Seventh Heaven. It was an old show.
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah.
Whack.
You had the Spock, the actor, the original actor of Spock, like the OG. He did
Richard Nimoy or whatever.
Yeah, he did Xehanort. He was Xehanort in Birth by Sleep. They had like high actors. Aqua is, if you guys ever watch Arrow, the sister to
I love
Oliver.
that sister. I'm gonna marry her one day. But yeah,
she's Aqua's voice actor. I didn't know that, and then
I was wondering why I was sexually attracted to Aqua. Makes a lot of sense.
But yeah, she does the voice to that. Then there's they have like a lot of big names in Kingdom Hearts. I don't know why we're talking about Kingdom Hearts. Why did we get there? Oh, we're talking about voice acting. That's right. Yeah, going back to the original topic of Pokemon. Yeah, I could see like if they did voice acting, I wouldn't mind that. Shu says he hopes Unova gets a Legends game. That would be pretty cool. Like, I would more prefer a Legends game in Unova than a remake of Black and White. I would say just leave Black and White the way it is. If you want to have it on the Switch, just port it over. Make it so it's available on one screen versus having to have a dual screen setup, and then call it a day. Like, that would sell money. You can even just sell it for $40 and people will still buy it. I'll buy it. I'll be one of them. No lie. Or if you want to make it look like Diamond and Pearl, then that's not that bad either. Though I prefer the pixel art over the smooth, like, chibi art, in my opinion. That's just me, though. I mean, I don't know what everybody else feels.
I would prefer the pixel art any day, to be honest. I already miss it.
You guys have fun with that.
Man, come on.
You're not a pixel art person. You wouldn't buy it. So if they remade Black and White, or if they ported it over, would you play it again? And it's just native form, but for the
I've
Switch.
played it like 3 times.
No, I think if they put it on 3D, put it in 3D, man, it will kind of ruin it for me. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, because
I love Rushy Ram and Omega Ruby. Like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Yeah, Alpha Sapphire is like one of my favorite 3D games that they've made.
I would agree. I think so. Here's another thing where I was getting at when I asked, does it need to go open world? I think as far as style goes, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire captured the style the best. That being the only other one would be Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, because they actually use the same thing, except that Let's Go is HD, where Omega Ruby is not. But proportionate, like all the characters and everything scale correctly. What's funny is Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, like when you get into battles indoors, like they're literally like the floor has reflections and all that. Like, it was the best looking Pokemon game that's come out in terms of like design, the world, and everything like that. But they're still smaller. It's like the core aspect of Pokemon is still the same. A good example is like Temtem. It's literally just copy what Pokemon does in every shape or form. It's not open world. The only thing it has going for it, it's like the MMO nature to it, and it's pretty successful because it's still around. Like I personally haven't played it, but I know David's played it. He actually, subscribed to the channel because Jesse was playing it on stream, and that's how he found us. But I know he's played it and he enjoyed it, and it's still pretty popular. So I feel that Pokemon doesn't need to go open world. They either copy what Legends Arceus does, or they go ahead and go back to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Because to me, I still think Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire's peak. You have the Mega Evolutions, what I think is the best mechanic that they've done. I think Dynamax is stupid. I think Z moves are stupid. The terrestrial stuff is not bad. Like, I don't mind it, but I don't think it's as good as Megas. Like, what do you guys think?
No, I agree with you on that instance. Megas are amazing
Mm-hmm.
because it literally changed what your Pokemon did.
Yep.
It finally made Charizard a Dragon type. That's why everybody loved X.
Yep.
Oh, really? I actually forgot
Mhm.
about that.
There's a lot of things that did to it, and the stat differences and stuff like that. And it was very well balanced. Megas were very balanced. Dynamax was just stupid. Z moves were kind of, I don't know. I didn't
That
like
was
anything to do
awful.
with Sun and Moon. Like Sun and Moon, just I don't know. So the only thing that caught my interest in Sun and Moon was I think Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun or whatever they're called was
Mhm.
having red and blue in the game again, and they were like 30 years old or something like that, or adults in the game. But
How did that? Because I bought Ultra Sun, but I never played it.
yeah,
I buy a lot of games I just don't even touch.
I think in post game you can battle him, I believe,
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know
or
that they
battle
were in the
them.
game.
Yeah, you find them both. I think you go. Don't remember. I remember seeing the cutscene somewhere where you first battle blue and then you battle red, and red, of course, is silent. I believe he's
Oh,
silent. Yeah, I'm almost positive he
no.
doesn't talk. It's blue that does all the talking, and then you'll battle blue, and then after that you'll battle red right after that.
Now the real question is, I gotta ask you, is that does this beat the battle at Mount Silver? If you remember that.
Oh yeah, I remember that. No, like I still think that's
Yeah.
one of the best fights ever. I think that whole, but I was a kid, but the memories I have of that, I feel like that's just the best thing ever because you go to where Mewtwo was. If you played blue first and then you go into silver, you're like, oh, this is where Mewtwo was. Let's go in there and see if we can catch Mewtwo. And nope, it's just red standing there, like, hey man,
Hey,
I'm
buddy,
sorry.
what you doing? What you doing here?
I'm sorry, but let me tell you what the OG has to do here. And then, yeah, and
If-
that was
if-
amazing. Like, I remember I fought him, lost, and because I didn't save it, I fainted. I was like, you know what? I'm going to just eat the money and trade my Pokemon. And that was a pretty tough fight because he had a very high level Pokemon. So,
Yeah, he did. He was legit like the actual final boss, which was hilarious to me.
and I like what Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu did because after you beat the champion, and then you have the option to fight green and you fight red. Green technically is the female protagonist. So if you choose a female protagonist, that's green. And you have to fight green on the way to red, and then you fight red. And of course, red is like all level like 80s or 90s or whatever the heck it was.
Of course.
Yeah, amazing game, man. They gotta do that. But yeah, that's me. I think that's where Pokemon needs to go, and I think we all agree that Pokemon needs to just go back to its roots and stop trying to play catch up with open worlds and stuff like that, because I feel like open world is going to be a dying trend sooner rather than later.
If
Because
everything goes VR,
you think everything's going to go VR?
eventually.
I don't know.
Eventually, not soon, but eventually.
I don't think so. I think
I
AR.
think just how
AR
we're
would be
looking
it.
back at the Game Boy games, we're
Mhm.
gonna look back at the console games in about a decade and a half.
Think so. Because
I
VR
hope
has
so.
been trying multiple times, right? You had the Virtual Boy, then you have Oculus. Before Oculus was something else. I'm trying to remember, but there's been quite a few ways they've been trying to capitalize on VR, and I feel like VR
Because
still
you can
doesn't
only
hit.
make graphics so good until you just have to go inside the world.
Well, it's not graphics. That's the problem. It's mechanics.
Mm.
So like they're not going to be focusing on graphics as much anymore, as much as like the what you can actually do in the game, like the
Yeah.
physics, like and stuff like that.
More NPCs in games, right? Like if you
Yeah.
remember Assassin's Creed Unity, that's still the most crowded game in any game history. Because if you go into like the places, there's like literally like a million like NPCs in the streets, and
I think
it feels alive.
because I think like the big next step is probably like AI integration to like
with
NPCs
Quest and stuff.
to like make new dialogue and stuff like that. But at the same time, you'd have to have the game cooperate with it. So I don't know if it's like possible.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. Or I mean, a thing that should be in most games, I feel, is always like the Nemesis system from Shadows of Mordor. I don't know
Well, it's
why.
trademarked,
Yeah, it is. Yeah, WB owns
so they
it,
can't
which
use it. Yeah,
they could
it's
use it in
stupid.
what game was I thinking of? Shoot, there's another game I was thinking of. I was like, why don't they use it for that? I can't remember. I was
It's a
talking with
lot of
somebody
games
about it.
that would probably like benefit from it, honestly.
Yeah, it's a more. I want to say it's a more recent game. Hmm. I don't know, but yeah, or somebody should figure out something similar to it, right? It doesn't have to be exactly that way, but something similar. But all right, that leaves us to video game 20 questions. Whose turn is it?
I have no
I
idea.
think it's Ash's turn. Yeah, I
Oh, it
believe it's
is.
Ash's turn. Yeah.
Oh shoot. Okay.
You got a game to choose from?
Wait, did y'all?
Hmm?
Yeah.
I went last week, yeah, since we
Okay.
didn't have the whole crew.
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah, the game I chose too was to make it so that Sensei would know as well. But yeah, last week's game was Dragon Ball Z Kakarot,
Mm-mm.
which I know Sensei knows because I think you streamed it before, didn't you?
Yeah, I played it through like
Yeah,
4 times.
great game. Did you play the Bardock DLC as well?
No.
No? I want to play that, and then they had the tournament
Hold up.
arc from
Oh my.
Dragon Ball.
Actually, just because I got a gift with this game, I'm going to use this for my if you get 20 questions. I just got a free Steam game from a friend of mine. That's ridiculous. Anyway, I'm gonna use that. Okay.
All right, time to open up Steam and see what you got. No, I'm just kidding.
I haven't accepted it yet, so you won't see it. Okay.
All right, let us know when you're ready. You ready?
Give me 1 second. I gotta
Okay.
pull up the wiki. Make sure.
Just making sure. But yeah, for everybody watching, don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. I did post 2 videos this week. Got a short on how to optimize your remote play experience, which guarantee you, if you do the tip that I show you in the video, it will help out a lot. And the other video I did was on the Backbone controller for Android. So if you're thinking about getting a controller for your phone, take a look at that controller. It's actually really good. Definitely one of my favorite. It's also available on iOS, and I think it's probably the best mobile controller you can use for mobile
Did,
gaming. Mhm.
didn't you
All
talk
right.
about port forwarding for like
Yep.
the?
For the
I think that just lets you play from anywhere. I don't know if it really
no,
improves the experience.
no, it so PlayStation remote play allows you to play from anywhere no matter what, but the port forwarding will improve it if depending on your router, right? So like for me, for whatever reason, I was getting spotty experience. The minute I went and enable port forwarding, everything was done. And I asked some people around like trying to figure out and they said that yeah, that would do that. Like if even though it was working before, if the port is not fully open and it's filtering through your router will still mess with it. But if you leave it completely open, it should give you a better experience.
That
So,
is a bit weird to be honest, because the whole concept of opening ports is just
mhm,
allowing a session to happen with
mhm,
that said open port, and that's it.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
So
cause I don't know why that doesn't make sense.
yeah,
yeah. Since
yeah.
I did it, I thought it was a coincidence, but ever
From
since I did
from
that, my remote play has worked
from
perfectly
like a
fine.
networking aspect, like
Hmm.
just to do that, it doesn't really make sense. Like
Yeah,
why that it would run better. Like
hmm,
Yeah, because when you're already doing remote play, that just means there's already a port you're already using for
yeah,
remote play to begin with, right? So
yeah, like the port's already open.
hmm,
Port
yeah,
forwarding would just pretty much put it to open port.
yeah,
So like I don't know.
yeah,
yeah.
it's whatever. Okay, yep, I'm ready to go.
All right. Did this game come out after? When did the PS4 came out? 2013, right?
2013,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did this game come out after 2013?
pack. Yes.
Okay. So, let's see, because
Did it?
he got it on PC, so it's not a Nintendo exclusive.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Well, it's on PC, Steam, so we got that narrow. We just got to figure out if
Yeah,
it's on
exactly.
anything else.
Let's
So it
see.
couldn't be an exclusive anything, correct?
Yeah, if it's on PC, I mean, it could be PC exclusive, I guess. Naruto said MP finally wearing peak. I don't know what that means, Naruto. You're gonna have
He's
to
talking about my
translate
Naruto
it.
shirt.
Oh, that is a dope
Saying
shirt.
that's a peak because he only enjoys Naruto. Because I was watching Bleach last night with my community
Yeah.
and JJK, and he was upset. He was like, "What is this?"
Showing his age. I am showing my age. All right. Is this game an RPG?
No.
No? Okay.
Is it game on multi-platform?
Yes.
You said not an RPG.
He's a multi-plat,
Yeah.
so maybe we should see if it came out before 2020, so to narrow down a console generation.
Okay. Yeah. Did the game come out before 2020?
Yes.
So it's a newer game.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of games he's been playing. Well, no.
He just got it, so he'll be
Yeah.
playing.
Well, I was thinking like if there's any sequels to games that he's been playing. Is the game a fighting game?
No.
Okay. Hmm. Not an RPG, not a fighting game. I feel like we need to get genre. Or maybe we should do publisher, or you think publisher might be easier?
I
Oh,
think finding out like who made it, and then like kind of like it'll kind of narrow down the genre.
okay.
So like I would start with the bigger studios, maybe like he says not RPG, the Square Enix or someone like that, like
Yeah.
produce a lot of games other than
Um,
RPGs.
yeah, because they have Crystal Dynamics and stuff like that. Tomb Raider.
Yeah,
Or Capcom, because they have like Monster Hunter.
yeah.
Um, Trying to think what other game. Mm,
Is Monster Hunter not an RPG?
no, it's an action game because there's really no. I mean, you can equip gear, but there's not really any RPG progression, like levels or anything like that.
Yeah,
Mm.
the progression is pretty much just getting better gear.
Yeah. Um. Oh, there could be other games because he likes like the what's it called? The story based games, the visual novels. It could be because Capcom has a few, like the Phoenix Wright and stuff like that.
That's true. Yeah, I guess that's a good
Yeah.
one.
Is this a Capcom game?
Yep.
Is this a visual novel?
No.
Or would you consider it a visual novel rather? Okay, no. Because you could, well, I guess wouldn't consider Phoenix Wright a visual novel. It's more like a puzzle game, right?
The
Yeah.
Phoenix Wright is a visual novel game.
No, it
Okay.
is a bit. Yeah, it's technically a bit.
Okay. So it could be Monster Hunter. It's a Capcom game, so let's think Monster Hunter.
It is on sale on Steam.
That's true.
Remember we talked about it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
like
so it could be Monster Hunter Rise or World. Is this do you fight giant monsters? Well, no, because there could
is
be
it
other stuff.
is it part of the Monster Hunter series?
Nope.
Okay. That's a Capcom
Mm.
game. It could be Mega Man, I guess.
It's on sale.
Yeah, but there's no new Mega Man game, right?
The only Capcom games I know are fighting games.
Yeah.
What? Do-
Who's Mega?
Wait, who makes? Street Fighter? Is that
That's a fighting
Capcom?
game, though. Yeah, and I said
Yeah.
it was
Oh,
a
it's a
fighting game. You said
financial.
no.
Oh yeah, I forgot we asked that. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
And he has Street Fighter already, so I know it's not that. It could be Mega Man, because Mega Man 11 came out.
That's just part of the Mega Man series.
Yeah, is it part of the Mega Man series?
Nope.
I'm at a
See, the
loss.
problem with Capcom is like they get like kind of niche in some of their stuff. There's a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, unless because it can't be Okami, because technically the original game came out before that. It can't be Onimusha. Oh, Resident Evil. I forgot about Resident Evil.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Morales.
Is this a horror game?
No.
No. Okay, so it's not Resident Evil. What other games have they done? I don't think they have racing games, right? Oh, Devil May Cry. Did I ask if it was an action game?
No.
Let me check. You didn't ask me that.
No. So it could be Devil May Cry. Um, let's see. Because if it's a game that came out, it would have to be Devil May Cry 5.
That's because it's part of the Devil May Cry series.
Yeah. Dragon's Dogma is an RPG, so it wouldn't be that. And that also came out in like 2009 or something like that, I think.
Yeah, it was on the 360.
Is it part of the Devil May Cry series?
Nope.
Oh man.
What games did Capcom do?
I'm trying to think too.
Yeah.
All I know is Capcom versus.
It's not a
Wait,
fighting
Marvel
game.
vs. Capcom? No, because that came out originally.
Yeah, it's all fighting. That's all
Unless it's
fighting.
Marvel
That's
vs.
the- that's the-
Capcom Infinite. No, but we
That's
said
not a
fighting,
fighting game, though?
Yeah,
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 exactly.
You're right.
That's all I know from Capcom.
You're right. This is not a fighting game. It's not a visual novel.
It's my rotation.
It's not Mega Man.
I could tell you this much: if she was watching this stream, she would have helped you guys a lot.
If Shu was,
Yeah, if she was in the stream, she would have helped you guys a big ton, if anything.
Hmm. Let's see. Hmm. I don't know. I'm trying to think what other Capcom games. Because it can't, like I said, it can't be Okami. Can't be Onimusha because that was ported over. Between 2013 and what 2020 we said?
2020.
Yeah. Before 2020 and after 2013. Hmm. A Capcom game. Trying to do they have puzzle games?
I think we have every kind of game. Realistically.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think like what puzzle game do they have?
What's the time frame? Morales asks.
Yeah, we said after 2013 and before 2020. It's not fighting. It's not RPG. Did we ask if it's an action game or no?
No, he just said no.
Okay. Oh, he said no that we didn't ask that, or no that it's not.
No, he said. I think he said we didn't ask that.
You want to
Yeah,
ask?
you didn't ask if it was an action game or something.
You want to
Yeah.
ask it just to get it out of the way?
Is
Yeah.
it an action game?
No.
Wait, so hold on. It's not RPG. It's not an action game.
Yeah, I'm like,
It's not a visual novel. Is it a puzzle game?
Yes.
puzzle game does Capcom make? You said Capcom, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sure did.
Because the only one I know of is Puzzle Fighter, but I don't think that's on PC.
Also,
not-
I kind of misread your first question, which is my bad. So I'll give you a freebie.
Yeah.
It actually came out after 2011.
After 2011?
Yeah.
Oh man, that doesn't help out though. I don't know any Capcom puzzle games. Because the only puzzle game I know of is Puzzle Fighter, but I know Puzzle Fighter came out way before that.
Yeah, I'm completely like you're on your own here, bro. Like I don't know any Capcom puzzle games.
There was Puzzle Fighter 2 HD Turbo, but that was like Xbox 360, and I want to say that's like 2008-ish. And it was in the collection, but he's not considering that. Let's see. Yeah, what is a Capcom puzzle game? How many questions do we have left?
Yeah, 5 questions and a guess.
Oof.
Oof.
The 2011. So that brings it back. And you said you considered Phaneckswhy games a visual novel, right?
Yeah, mainly visual novel.
Okay. Are the games similar to that? Like,
The only thing I can think of is Danganronpa, and I don't think Capcom mixed up.
Nope, that's a different company.
is this game well known?
Suggestive question.
Like, has the media praised this basically?
Yeah, the media has praised it, but I'll tell you this much: it's not more. It does have a really good core audience for the game. It's just it's not gonna be more popular than any other Capcom game that they have. Like it's not gonna be popular than Akame. It's not gonna be popular than Phoenix Wright. It's not gonna be popular than Mega Man. So
Mm. Platform.
I'll give you the that one's a freebie. So you still have 5 questions on the guess.
Okay. Yeah, multi-platform. Capcom 2011 or 2011 between 2011 and 20 and before 2020. Yeah, David, we could use your help. My wife says Mega Man Legends. Mega Man Legends was way before that. Amazing game. They need to bring that back. I think, did they do like knockoff games? Because no, Puyo Puyo is Sega.
Sega.
I don't know who owns Tetris. I don't think anybody knows who owns Tetris.
Some Russians.
Well, the original creator was definitely Russian.
Making bank.
Just, I mean, it could be Tetris. Actually, could be Capcom. We can ask them as part of the Tetris series.
Yeah, but I don't think they did. I mean, yeah. I don't want to waste a question on that. I'm trying to think.
I mean, I'm like literally like.
The only thing it could be is Puzzle Fighter, but I know.
So why don't you just ask if it's that so we can knock it out? Like,
I'll give you guys
No,
a
you're giving us
deal.
way
You
too
get,
many freebies.
you guys don't want another one? I mean,
I'm
No.
out ever since you said it wasn't an action.
it's not
game,
going to give
Capcom.
away too much, but it should help you narrow it down further if you want.
Go ahead.
So, the other genre you missed, the game is also an adventure game as well. I don't know if that helps.
Nope, not for me.
Yeah, that is out for me.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's all I can do, man.
Super Puzzle Fighter 2. Yeah, that wasn't that was before then. Um, an adventure game with puzzle elements. Lost Planet? But I don't know if there's puzzle games in it.
Definitely not.
Yeah. You're not supposed to be answering these questions.
I
You're
I
giving
know
us,
I know I
you're
know I
giving it
know.
away.
I'll stop talking now.
An adventure game with puzzle elements made by Capcom. Unless you're not considering like, well, no, because you said it would have been 2011. Because the only thing I can think of that came out in 2011 around that time frame.
Neopets Puzzle Adventures.
Neopets.
Was that made by Capcom? Like, I mean, maybe
I don't
Ash
think
likes
so.
it.
I don't remember
Neopets was
that.
a good series though. I love Neopets on the website.
uh, an adventure puzzle game, like, yeah. Google search adventure puzzle games from Capcom.
Man, all the help y'all getting right now.
I don't know of any adventure puzzle game from Capcom at that time. Like, I'm the game you wanted. Like, he says not well known. I wonder, is Bust a Move? Do you know if those games are by Capcom? I don't think so. I think they're Taito, but I don't know if Capcom has the rights to them. Well, no, but you said adventure game, so it's not gonna be that. All right, is what is okay? Is the main element of the game adventure? Like, is that the main
No.
element of it, or is the main okay? So you said no.
No.
So
Is that a question?
yeah.
Okay, sure.
So
It
yeah.
is a no.
So puzzles would be the main element to it then. But it has adventure elements. That doesn't sound right. 2011. He said it's on PC. It's multi-platform. Did this game also come out on the 3DS?
I'm gonna say that it can be played on a 3DS. I can tell you that. It didn't came on the 3DS, but it can be played on the 3DS, so that makes sense.
Oh,
What?
okay. Now I'm lost. Yeah, so like it didn't. So it didn't come out. I said, did it come out on the 3DS?
No, it didn't, but it can be
Okay.
played on the 3DS. Does that make sense?
No.
No, because it's like,
It has to release on a console in order to be able
yeah,
to play on it. Unless what, like, are you
that's
talking about like
emulation, like hacking and
Yeah.
emulation.
Okay, I'll
But
give you this one. The 3DS was also backwards compatible to DS.
yeah, but 2011. You said it's 2011, right?
Yeah.
What's the DS? I guess the DS was the thing because you said you researched it. At least now we know it's a DS game. That doesn't help out at all, though. Oh, what about Okami then? No, but that's more of an
no, that
adventure
released on
game.
GameCube though.
No, Okami did, but there's the sequel, Okami Den. That was
Oh,
for yeah, but that's not on PC. Do they have any type of Metal Gear Solid type games?
well, that wouldn't be mostly puzzle though.
It's true. A DS game puzzle. Yeah.
Oh,
Huh.
Oh, never mind. It would not fit. What about those? If it's on the D, no, it's not on PC though. Never mind.
What game were you thinking of?
Those Mario and Donkey Kong games. Or was like the toy Mario's?
Yeah, those are Nintendo. Oh, Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. I forgot about that.
Oh,
Was this game showed off on the recent Capcom showcase?
Yep.
All right. Is the game Ghost Trick Phantom Detective?
Good job. Yes.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that game.
Yep.
Good job,
Yeah.
David. Always saving us.
David got it.
This
we
is
go.
just this is just a David.
Yeah.
Yeah,
David saved you like how David saved me last time.
yeah. I completely forgot
Ghost
about that
Trick.
game.
Yeah, so the game came
I
out
would've
on
never
DS
got
back
that.
in 2011, and for the time it was only on Nintendo DS until
Yeah.
it actually broke out into the mobile genre, which is iOS and Android. And then after that, the game recently got a remaster onto the RE engine, which is now fully multi-platinum.
Yeah. Completely forgot about that. Can't believe it.
Yep.
Oh,
Congrats,
man.
guys.
Awesome. Yeah, nice job. Thank you, David. Helped out again. All right. Appreciate everybody who joined the podcast today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to us on YouTube. We are trying to hit 500 subscribers. We're actually at 351. I forgot to update our little bar here. So definitely, if you haven't already, head over there, subscribe to the channel. It does help us out. Once we hit 500 subscribers, we can become partner status, basically, where we get stuff like super chats and things like that, where we can have a lot more abilities on YouTube, fix up the stuff, add our merch and all the other good stuff on there. And don't forget to follow us over at Twitch. If you are on YouTube and you haven't followed us on Twitch, definitely follow us over there. We do multi-stream on both areas, so it really doesn't matter, but it does help us out if you follow on both places, and it'll continue growing the channel. Sensei, where can we catch you at?
At NPSensei, everywhere you look.
What about you, Ash?
You can find me at Astrostorium at Ash. You can stop in YouTube at Astrostorium. You'll find me easily. So
Mm-hmm. What about you, Mike?
Chilling right here.
I got a question. Does that Majora's Mask, does that light up at all or no?
Yeah.
It does?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty dope. Oh, that's
Yeah, I don't have batteries in it right now.
Oh.
Or I turn it on.
That is cool. I was wondering, I said, is that just a statue or does it actually light up? That's pretty cool. Yeah. I might need to get one too. Get one of those, put it on my face or something. Yeah, I was on the Pokemon Center website because I was just looking at stuff, and they have like Eevee is my favorite Pokemon. Like I love all the Eevees, and they have mini figures of all the evolutions. They're like $10 a pop, and they're a figure, but they're on like different terrain. So like Glaceon would be like on ice. Like Flareon is, well, I think Flareon's just on grass, but they have them each on like different terrain. It looks pretty dope. I was like, man, I think I need to get each and every one of those. $10 a pop. Yeah. But yeah, and as always, you can catch me here at the Random Encounter. We'll have another video up this week as well. Like I said earlier, don't forget to check out our video on the Backbone controller, as well as the short we did about remote play. Do have a video, maybe 2 videos coming up this week. Definitely check that out. I think I figured out my sound solution of recording those videos, so hopefully it works out. I'm gonna test it out after this to make sure it is. But I think I finally fixed the sound issue because I hate the way the sound sounds, and no matter how much I try to equalize my voice, it just doesn't come out right, in my opinion. But yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.